Oh, welcome back to the channel. Right, today I will be talking about my winter setup, running through some specs. I did promise in that last video in the Lake District, I will go over it. And it's the second time I've been out on it now, so I've got a good feel for it and I'm really enjoying it. I can't believe I didn't have a winter setup sooner. And also the weather's perfect for today. We've had stormy weather this week. We've had high winds, a lot of rain, especially in the last 24 hours. And there's a lot of mud on these Cheshire lanes. I don't know if you can see from this, but I will post some clips of my riding on the way here. I've done about 12 miles so far. And it's been flooded. A lot of mud caked all over the road from a lot of tractors working up and down the lanes. We're also going to be discussing it outside Beeston Castle. So this is a familiar route that I do. Sometimes I loop round Cheshire this way, go head over towards Tarpley and loop right round to Chester. For the hillier stuff though, I usually go to North Wales, but today it's a quick vlog and a quick ride. Right, so let's get into it. So this is my Trek Domane. It's an SL5, size 58. It's Gen 3 2022. It's my first ever road bike. I got it in, it was in lockdown. Originally I wanted a Trek Imonda. They couldn't get them from the Trek store. I think, if I remember rightly, it was around 8 months wait, and impatient me said, I'll go for a Domane then. Kind of regret it, kind of don't. It's a very comfortable bike, but I do prefer the race fit on a bike. Spec-wise, it's pretty much the same, other than I did upgrade the wheels to Zip 303S. They are hookless carbon wheels. These have been getting a lot of bad press over the last few months, hookless wheels. I'm not going to go into that. But for me, I will say they've been brilliant. I've hit some horrendous potholes. I even hit one where a part of my group set came out from the lever. That's how harsh the pothole was, and they still were fine after it. So I think hookless are okay, in my opinion. Zip handlebars, I had a bike fit in Manchester, and he recommended I go to a narrower bar. These are 420 as opposed to the 440 that came onto it. They're not carbon, they're just alloy zips. Very comfortable, ideal for me. Other than that, that's about it really. Spec changes, it's quite standard. Right, my winter setup. So I didn't want to use my specialised tarmac through winter. I wanted to keep it safe. Usually this time of the year, I'm through this just before spring, coming out the back end of winter, and in autumn we have a lot of mud on the road around here in Cheshire. We have a lot of rain. And the roads tend to flood, and I'm sick to death of getting drenched and caked in mud. My bike being caked in mud. I don't want to damage the bottom bracket and stuff. So yeah, I took it into Specialized, into Chester. I asked them if they could put some parts on it to winterize this bike. So I did some research, and online I went for the Pirelli P0 4 Seasons. I've done around 30 to 40 miles on these now, and they're incredible. I'm running lower pressures, around 50 PSI. I was around 70 on my standard P0s on this. And the grip is superb. I'll post some clips on today on my way here in the first 12 miles to this rare location. I'm going around corners, and the gripping brilliant. And obviously, I think most people know that the rubber compound is different on 4-season tyres. It's a lot softer, so anything below 7 Celsius, this is when these tyres excel. Highly recommend it. I've gone a size up to a 32 as well. Sorry, 2 sizes up. I usually run 28s, but I'm on 32s with this, and it's, yeah, they're very plush. Also, I went with the Bontrager NCS mudguards. Now, these were made for the Trek Domane. You can see they're bolted on, they're not strapped on anywhere. There's a fixing underneath the fork there. They're solid, they're really good. Highly recommend them if you've got a Domane. Yeah, you can see the bolted on at the back as well. Don't have to worry about coming off on a roof rack. And I also like this. I've got a flare rear light, and it can clamp onto the mudguard rather than the back of the seat. I suppose that's handy, that, for misty, foggy conditions. Personal preference as well. I also swapped my saddle out. I originally had the Bontrager on that came with the bike. I had some issues with it. It collapsed on this side. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the winter months, the Christmas months, shall we say. And I switched it to a Cellar Italia, which I got on the bike fit with the zip handlebars. At first, the first 10 miles, it's comfortable. After that, it becomes really uncomfortable. And especially on the turbo trainer. So Specialized did me a deal, and I went for the Specialized Power Expert with the mirror inside. Now it's similar to the one I've got on my Tarmac SL8, but that one's a Mirror Pro, so it's 3D mirror. This one is just the power saddle, but with a mirror inside. I don't know if you can see that, and it is super comfortable. So if anyone's after like a medium range, really comfortable seat, I highly recommend one of these. And the good thing about using it on a winter bike is it won't be caked in mud inside. The problem I have with a Power Pro is after certain rides, I get all mud trapped in the 3D printing, and it becomes a bit of a nightmare to clean. And longevity, I don't know how long it'll last. It's, you know, it could be something 2 to 3 years down the line where it falls to bits. This one should last quite a long time. Really good saddle. Whilst it was in there, it went in for a light service, so I've had all the cables replaced. I needed a new chain, so I've swapped it now from an Ultegra, from a 105 to an Ultegra. And I've not waxed this one for obvious reasons, it's winter. And I've gone with Silka Syngetic, I think it's called, wet lube. Yeah, it's good so far. Can't see much crap stuck to the chain yet anyway. Well, actually, tell a lie, it's all over my finger. I did forget to mention, I don't know if anyone noticed this, but I'm running the new Garmin 1050. There will be a review coming out on this probably in the next month. I need to get a few more rides under the belt with it. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's the features in it are fantastic, especially coming from the Garmin 530. And for winter cycling, which I really like about it as well, it's the same on the 1040s and the 840s, but you also get alerts for potholes. Now in winter, with the cold weather, a lot of rain, a lot of potholes are generated, especially over country roads. So having something like this that tells you, gives you a pothole warning is it's fantastic. I think I've had about 15 warnings to 20 warnings on the way here today. So there's a lot of people out there that are tagging them, and I've been tagging some myself. So that's really impressive, that, but I will do a full review on it soon. And I also mentioned the iron flare lights. I think these are really good for winter months. I've had these now for about 2 years. The battery life on them is still superb. I highly recommend them. Right, well, I think I'm going to hop back on the bike. I've got around about 22 miles left, and I'm going to do a quick cafe stop and get a brew and maybe a slice of cake, 'cause I'm starving. I'll post some videos now and some pictures of the rest of the ride. You can also look at how filthy and wet these lanes are. Oh, this weather is shit. Did forget to mention, it's around 5 degrees as well today. It is freezing. We've got a strong headwind as well. And now it seems like the rain's starting once again, heavy rain. Doesn't look too good in the distance. And this is exactly what I mean about flooded roads. I don't think my mud guards are going to do a great deal of help here, because that is very deep. Right, well, I'm back home now. I did sack off the cake and the coffee idea because it peed it down. Back home now anyway. I'll have something to eat here instead. I'm going to get this clean now. And yeah, and that's a wrap. So thanks for watching the video, guys. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. I'll have quite a bit more content coming up over the winter months with this bike especially. And I'm thinking about putting the Specialized onto the turbo trainer. And I will try and shoot some content with Zwift and my up and coming FTP test for those that are interested anyway. Thanks again, guys. See you in the next one.